right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Made it to the middle of the week where the weather is, it's November. It's just what's going to happen. That's why you need to get yourself a cup of tea or a cup of joe to warm you up from the inside. Yes. All right. And yes, it is the time of year that everyone gets the sickies and the flus and all that kind of colds and stuff like that. Hey, if you're sniffling and snotting and coughing and hacking and stuff like that, make sure you're washing your hands, not all over your shirts and stuff like that. We have tissue around the building, or bring some with you. Cough drops, if you need them or stuff like that, something, whatever. And drink your tea. Tea is actually very good for you, warms you up from the inside, can relieve some of your symptoms. The steam can actually help out a little bit too if you're just kind of hover over it. Yeah, it all works. But if you're really, really sick, guess what you do? You call out. You say, hey, I'm not coming in today because I'm really, really sick. Don't need to get everybody else sick along the way. If you got a little bit of a hack, a little bit of a cough, no big deal. Just bring it on in. We're all fine. We'll be okay. All right. So I told you no headlines, and I told you about this really cool magazine. It's got this really cool page in the back. Look at all that tiny, tiny little writing. All that tiny, tiny little writing is every single date in the month of November, starting with the 1st and ending on the 30th. And all that tiny little writing is everything that's going on every single day throughout the month of November. So it is Wednesday, and we can talk about what's on Wednesday, which is the 3rd. Not a lot going on because it's a Wednesday. Everybody's got to work and stuff like that, so not a lot going on. However, Friday, the 7th, there's a lot going on. There's all kinds of stuff. If you're into the the Righteous Brothers, they're going to be at the Gallo Center. Probably still some tickets available. Righteous Brothers, good music there. Lots of cool stuff at the coffee shops. At Strings has got some music going on. The Fruit Yard's got some music going on. Crocodile's got some music going on. That is a nightclub, so be a little careful. We got Groovy Radio. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So even at the Black Oak Casino, they got something. Got You Covered. That's probably a band. So lots of cool stuff in here. There's other activities and things you can learn about in here. So check this out if you haven't already. Moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday, what are we doing on Wednesday besides preparing for an awesome month of November? But before we do that, we got to go back in the growing back of the beard of the past.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Wednesday, November 12th, and let's get to it. Let's go back in the bearded past with Zach, and let's dive right on in here. So, one thing I found very neat was 1799. We had a gentleman by the name Andrew Ellicott Douglas. He was a witness. I'm going to butcher this name, but it's spelled Leonids, and it was a meteor shower. And he was on a ship off the Florida Keys. This is actually the first registered meteor shower viewed in the North American continent. And which I just was thinking about it, and could you imagine how cool that probably was? There were no lights. They're like we have today. So really it was just a darkness all over. And he was at sea to top it off. Must have been just amazing. Also, too, we have, on this day in history, we have Austria and Czechoslovakia. They declared independent republics. And we also, on this day, we had Joseph Stalin. He became the undisputed ruler of the Soviet Union. Leon Trotsky was kind of vying for power a little bit too. They sort of kicked him out of the party, and essentially this led to Stalin, and I believe he died in the 1955 or 54, so the next 28 years or so. But there was a real big vacuum after Lenin left, and a lot of people didn't know who was going to take over the Communist Party in Russia at that time. And it was between Trotsky and Lenin was just kind of the muscle. He ended up just muscling himself in there. Also, too, on this day, we have in Philadelphia, 1933, the first Sunday football game was played. My whole entire life, football's been played on Sunday. I just assumed it was always played on Sunday. But no, it started in 1933. There were games happening before. 1940, for you Disney fans, the release of Fantasia, the movie, the music, and the books all came out this day. During World War II in 1942 on this day, right before the Battle of Guadalcanal, you had a large naval battle there, and this was a major, major victory for the American forces, and it really helped out because what was so huge about it is once it eliminated the Navy of the Japanese, it just allowed for us to not only take the island hopping, but it allowed us also to not have to worry about their support from airplanes and naval and things like that. And so a lot of these poor soldiers for Japan, they were just kind of stranded off on the islands now. I mean, they got something, but for the most part, their help was stranded. They were stranded, and that's part of the reason they fought to the very end. Also, on this day in 1944, the German battleship, the Tirpitz, was sunk off the coast of Norway. 1944. Now, Germany had built two of the largest battleships going into World War II ever made. You got to understand, warfare for a long time was fought out at sea. And going into World War II, I think a lot of people still thought that was going to be a major factor. So Germany went off and built these huge battleships that really didn't do a whole lot of anything. And eventually this one was found by some spy planes. They went off, they bombed it and sunk it. I don't even know if the Tirpitz really did anything other than get sunk. Guys, I think I'm going to leave you with just two more things here today. We've got 1954, found this interesting, Ellis Island. Ellis Island is famous for it being an immigration station in the New York Harbor. Well, it closed the processing. Now, this was after 20 million immigrants from 1892 to 1954. That is a heck of a lot of people, and Ellis Island shut down. It's still out there, I was watching something. I don't know, it's been probably a couple of years now, but I was watching something. Ellis Island's still there. I don't remember what they were doing with it, but, I don't know. Still interesting. It'd be neat to go check it out. A lot of history there for sure. And then, a lot of our great-great-grandparents and stuff might have come across Ellis Island. Who knows? Also, too, the last thing, like I said, I was going to leave you with two more. The last thing I'm going to lead you with today is we had 1972, Mr. Don Shula. He's coached the Miami Dolphins, became the first NFL head coach to win 100 regular season games in 10 seasons. Now, he had coached with the Colts, went on to the Dolphins. He coached the Colts to Super Bowl III victory he coached the Colts to a Super Bowl III victory, a loss against the Jets, actually, Joe Namath. And then he coached a couple more years there, went over to Miami, and 72 was their undefeated season, which is still the only undefeated season in football history. So, guys, look around. I actually today was going through the history today on the internet here, and I usually go to one page. Well, I mixed it up, and it's great to see it. It shows all kinds of different history. So you got to kind of look around. So look it up, find some stuff, have some fun with it, guys. Have a great Wednesday. Let's get out of here. Bye now.
All right, very good. Thanks for that. And the beard is growing back. Looks good. Next up, we have some fantasy football picks. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the NFL season so far. It has been a good season, I think. A lot of really good games. Some crazy upsets last week. Nobody planned on some of those games going the way they did. But everyone's doing pretty good. There's always some stinkers out there, just the way it goes every year. But if you're enjoying it, great. And if you're into the fantasy football stuff, here is Zack and Alex with some fantasy picks for you.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Alex. This is Zach. Hello. And today we are ready for some fantasy picks. It's starting right now. So starting off with the Thursday night game, that is the Patriots. So who's gonna win this? Who's gonna win on Thursday?
Well, I'm gonna say the Patriots on this one, because the Jets are.
I can agree with the Jets. They are not looking good this year. Only 1 win, 7 losses.
Yep.
They're about to be 8. Well, we can't count on it just yet. But we do have the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Ooh, that's gonna be a tough one.
It is going to be tough. I don't know who would win it, but I got the Broncos. Who's going to win?
I'm gonna say the Broncos as well, because I don't want the Chiefs to go to their Super Bowl.
I am just praying that they could beat the Chiefs. Even though they beat them once, they'll do it again. But we got the Seahawks and the Rams. That's going to be a tough matchup.
Oh yeah.
But before we get into that, Joseph, I am so sorry about last week. And the Raiders lost to the Broncos by 7-10.
Oh yeah. Actually, that's the Cardinals.
Even though that was last week. But now let's get to serious business. Seahawks and Rams, who wins?
Definitely the Rams. I'm counting on them.
I like the Rams, but I'm pulling the Seahawks for this one. So I'm pulling for Carl and Alyssa for this one. Next one is, oh Lord, Bengals and Steelers. Ooh, that's,
Emma and Tony's teams going against each other once again.
it's a head-to-head matchup between the rival pairs. Oh man, this is going to be a tough one. Any predictions to win?
I'll pick the Steelers since they're doing well.
I like the Bengals, but they are not looking good without Joe Burrow. Even though Joe Flacco is trying to prove that they can win. But I got the Steelers. Tony, I'm rooting for you, man. Last two games, we have the Cowboys
And the Raiders.
and the Raiders.
Monday Night Football.
Any predictions to win?
My pick will be the Raiders since, the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals somehow.
Somehow, some way. But I got the Raiders too. Last one, we got the Lions and the Eagles. So this is going to be a hard pick.
Yeah.
Because look at the Lions and the Eagles.
They're dominating.
They are only 6 wins and 2 losses by these two. Any predictions?
I'm going to say the Lions on this one.
I want to root for the Lions too, but I am more. But here's the thing: I want to root for the Eagles, but I have a feeling that they might lose to the Lions. So my prediction: I'm probably going to say the Lions as well.
Yeah.
That's fantasy picks for you guys, and hope everyone has a good Wednesday. Tune in for tomorrow's game, Patriots and Jets. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace out, everybody.
Have a good Wednesday.
All right, very good. Nice job, gentlemen. Next up, we have Austin with a movie review. He does the holiday ones this time of year. There's lots of good holiday ones. I know he's probably going to hit on one of my favorites, but if not, don't worry. I'm going to do like 3 episodes all about my favorite November Thanksgiving movie coming up soon. All right, here's Austin.
Welcome. Yeah, I was just practicing some guitar tricks, just to impress some people. Anyway, hi everyone. I am Austin. As you can tell, this is time for the midweek movie madness here. So, today, what have I got for you? Besides me pretending that I'm Jimi Hendrix or something. Well, I have a movie that I really do enjoy. It's a fun little adventure. And this is from 1984 from director Robert Zemeckis, starring Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito. This is Romancing the Stone. Now, what is the plot of Romancing the Stone? Well, Romancing the Stone centers on a romance novelist who basically learns that her sister has been kidnapped by basically this corrupt government, and she goes out of her way to go out to save her. Eventually she ends up caught in the jungle somewhere, and eventually she meets this man named Jack Colton, played by Michael Douglas, and, well, hijinks ensue. And really, Romancing the Stone is a great movie. Like, to give you an idea of how good this movie is, this is the movie that led to Robert Zemeckis directing Back to the Future, because really, up to that point, Robert Zemeckis' career really didn't have a lot of weight to it. His previous two directorial efforts, those being I Want to Hold Your Hand and Used Cars, were financial bombs despite being rather amazing critical hits. And with Romance in the Stone, not only was it a critical hit, it was a financial hit too. So there's that going for him. So without this film, we wouldn't have Back to the Future. And really, it's just a fun, just entertaining movie with a lot of great set pieces, great cinematography, and really you got charismatic performance courtesy of Michael Douglas, you've got Kathleen Turner selling it, you've got Danny DeVito in the movie, Alan Silvestri's score is fantastic, and really it's hilarious, action-packed, it's an adventure. And you could say this is sort of an Indiana Jones clone, but it actually was written long before Raiders of the Lost Ark actually got made. So really, there's a lot to take away from that, and it's overall, it's really, really good. You really should check out Romance of the Stone. It really is awesome. And now, I shall play you a song to exit out. Or at the very least, do this. I'll see you next time.
This is such a great movie. The second one, don't bother, but the first one was really, really good. Kind of a step away for, especially, I'm blanking on his name, the actor that's in it, but really, really good. A lot of fun, a lot of good action, a lot of good comedy. Got some romance in there. This is the quintessential 80s movie, Romancing the Stone. A lot of fun. If you don't know who Fabio was, this was peak Fabio time. He was just coming out, and this movie just hit the nail on the head of what Fabio was, and then Fabio was all over the place and all over those type of books. You get the reference if you've seen the movie, but a really good movie. Check it out. You can probably rent it most places, $2.99, YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So just go into Google, type in Romancing the Stone rental, and you'll get a whole list of places you can rent it from, streaming services. You can get it right on your phone, right on your computer, right on your laptop. You got a smart TV at home. There you go. You're all set. Romancing the Stone. Good job. All right, next up we have Would You Rather This or Would You Rather That?
Hi everybody, my name is Trish and I'm filling in for Lavelle today. So this Would You Rather is, would you rather cook Thanksgiving dinner or would you rather clean up Thanksgiving dinner? And I think most people might say cook because I wouldn't want to clean up Thanksgiving dinner afterwards. Robin and Ted, would you want to answer my would you rather question?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the would you rather question is, would you rather cook Thanksgiving dinner or clean up after dinner? After Thanksgiving.
Honestly, I would rather cook it and make my family clean it.
I would do that too.
I will clean it because I will let my family cook Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay. I could kind of get behind that one, but yeah. Hey Brandon, would you want to answer my would you rather question?
Yes.
Okay, so would you rather cook Thanksgiving dinner or clean up after Thanksgiving dinner?
I would rather cook my Thanksgiving dinner by using a microwave.
Okay, that's actually smart. You could do a lot with the microwave.
Yes, I can use a microwave.
Yes, I like that. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome.
Hi Tyler, would you want to answer my would you rather question?
Sure.
Would you rather cook Thanksgiving dinner or clean up after Thanksgiving dinner?
Maybe clean up after Thanksgiving dinner.
Clean up? Oh. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey Eliza, would you want to answer my would you rather question?
Yes.
Okay, so would you rather cook Thanksgiving dinner or clean up after Thanksgiving dinner?
I would probably cook because I do not. After I'm full, I do not want to be cleaning.
Me either. I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just as I expected, most people would rather cook Thanksgiving dinner than clean up Thanksgiving dinner. And my name is Trish, and that is Would You Rather for you guys.
I think I've had to talk about this once before. Cook or clean up. Now, Thanksgiving, you make a lot of food. So here's the problem. There's all the dishes to make the food. Then there's all the dishes to put the food in. There's all those dishes. And then there's the dishes everybody uses to eat. It's a lot of dishes all day long. Technically, what we do in our house is we do the cooking and the cleaning all as we go. So we do a little cooking, we clean that stuff up so we don't got all that left over. Then once we're done, we kind of divvy up the tasks. Everyone does a little bit of cleaning up and whatnot. I don't think you can really get away from it. So I'm more in line of not just saying I'd rather do necessarily one or the other. I feel like it's more of a team sport. So I'm really for the do both with everybody, because it's not fair if one person gets stuck doing either one, because it's a lot. Unless someone really loves to cook and they're like, get out of the kitchen because I'm in control here. We know some people like that, and that's just okay. But some people are like, I don't want any part of the cooking. I just want to do the dishes. Just leave me alone. I want to eat and I want to do the dishes. I think that's a rare group of people right there. I don't think you can find too many of those folks, but maybe. So I'm in favor of the share the roles, people. I mean, literally, the roles that you eat, share those, and the roles of who's doing what in the kitchen on Thanksgiving. All right, moving right on to the firewood frog ASL word of the day. I'm getting so good at that. That's the only thing I'm good at.
ASL phrase of the day is gravy. So for gravy, you want to put your left dominant hand for this side, and then your right hand. So you want to put your thumb and your middle finger out like this, and then just put it like on the side of your left hand. So this go up towards outwards, and then for the other side would be the Y, and then just and you pour it on top of the mashed potatoes.
Ooh, it is one of my favorites, and people can screw up the gravy. You don't want to screw up the gravy, okay? You want to be grateful that you're full of gravy. So don't screw up the gravy, everybody. It's easy to do. You just got to be, go online, get some good recipes. It's super simple. Gravy is really easy. Yeah. You can get the jar of gravy. Not bad. I'm not complaining, but you can spice that up a little bit. Just saying. All right, moving right along. Did you know this? Thanksgiving edition.
Welcome back to Did You Know Thanksgiving Edition. And this fact, Americans started celebrating National Days of Thanksgiving in 1777. But you didn't know that, because America was founded in 1776, a year ago. Hope you enjoyed this Did You Know Thanksgiving Edition.
1777? That's a long time ago. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's really evolved, and it's really cool. I'm glad we started. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's good to have holidays. It's kind of, the end of the year is already like, it's been a long year. We know we're going to switch over years, and really it's just a day and a date and a number. It doesn't really mean a ton. But spiritually, whether you're into spiritual stuff or not, we feel the length of a year. We feel that we've gone from winter to spring to summer and we're fall, and then we're in winter again. Our bodies feel that. We know that the cycle is changing. And so having at the end of the year, we get to Halloween, and then we get to Thanksgiving, and then we get to Christmas. It's just a great way to wrap up a year with some fun, positive things. And Thanksgiving's awesome because we get to reflect. So it really has, I'm thankful that we started it. I'm grateful that we started it. Grateful that we started it because of creating the space for us to be grateful for the last year and what's going on in life and stuff like that. So it's been a long time. Let's keep the tradition rolling. Absolutely, we will. And we'll keep the tradition of the morning routine rolling into next Friday. So it is Wednesday, everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's feeling okay. It is a sicky sick time of the year, but it's also the fun time of the year. So get your rest, drink your tea, take your vitamins, all that kind of fun stuff, and we'll see you on Friday. Take care, everybody.